Hey guys, it's Will here. I'm filming this on Sunday night. It's about 9 o'clock, so it's been about 3 hours since GW announced the contents of the new Shadowspear box set. And as you'd expect, lots of us wargaming YouTubers are posting our reactions and thoughts on it. And I want to do something a little bit different than just talk about the contents of the box, because there's lots of people doing that, and you know, it looks great, absolutely. It's some really nice minis in there, but I wanted to talk about why I probably won't be buying it, at least not yet. Now, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't be buying it. There's lots of good reasons to be buying it. This is more just food for thought, and a sort of a trend I've spotted in starter sets in general. Doesn't particularly apply to Shadowspear, not Shadow Sword, that's a tank. But yeah, so I want to say first, the minis look awesome. I have no issue with the design of the minis at all. They are lovely. It's nothing to do with the look of the models, nor obviously is it anything to do with the relevance of them to my army, because I have a Primaris Space Marine army, and you know, certainly got room to expand it. So you know, they are models that I may eventually pick up, you know. And as for the Chaos side, well, that's fine. I could go halves with someone or flog them on eBay if no one wants to go halves with me. You know, it's not about the content of the box, and it's not a cost thing either, because it's going to represent a great deal, I'm sure, based on, you know, other previous sets and what you get in them. I'm sure this is going to be a great value set, especially if you go halves with someone on it. So it's some cool looking models that are relevant to my army. They look great, and they're probably going to be a great price. I don't think they've announced a price yet. It's probably going to be like 90 to 100 quid UK, and yeah, that will probably represent a great deal. So why am I not buying it? Well, as I said, it's to do with a trend I've spotted in starter set minis down the years. So I want to bring in a few examples here. So this is from the most recent 40k starter set, Dark Imperium. It's one of my Primaris intercessors, and as you can see, he's got the standard bolt carbine there. Perfectly good weapon, but when you actually buy the set that was released about a month afterwards with these guys in, you get 3 different options on the type of, I think I said bolt carbine, I think bolt rifle, so bolt rifle. You've got 3 different types of bolt rifle in there, so instantly you're getting more options. You've also got the parts to give the sergeant a power sword, and the parts to give one of the guys or 2 of the guys the grenade launcher, which is practically a free upgrade. I think it was a point at the time. I think it became free. So the point is, when you buy the main set of these, the plastic box set on their own rather than the start set, you get more options. Likewise, this jump dude here, Inceptor, he has the heavy bolt pistols. Oh, I should know this. Auto bolt rifles, you know, the really sort of good Dakar ones. Decent enough, but you only get this option in the set. If you buy the actual box set of just these guys, you have the option to give them a plasma weapon as well. The Plasma Exterminator, I think. But basically it's a different weapon, and to be honest, that's considered more competitive. Go back in time. Dreadnought, Space Marine Dreadnought from Assault on Blackreach. Comes with a multi-melter and a Stormbolter. Not a bad option, certainly usable, but for my Salamanders army that I built, I would have really liked multi-melter heavy flamer. I think the more kind of popular option these days is sort of missile launcher and missile launcher twin las cannon, or at the time this was out, the popular choice was the rifleman build, the double auto cannons. And it carries on over to Age of Sigmar. So the original Age of Sigmar starter set had these what they called Liberators in there, and you get 10 of them, and they're all equipped with the hammer and shield. Now, when they a month later brought out the box set for these guys, yeah, you give them hammer and shield, or you can give them sword and shield, or double hammer or double sword. And also, this is the sergeant. He's armed as the rest of them are, but actually, for really like a competitive build, he should be carrying a grand hammer, as should 1 in 5 members of the squad, and obviously the sergeant if possible, because he has the extra attack, I think it is. So yeah, better build in the box. And on the more recent Stormcast starter set, got these guys, the Evocators. They've got this staff and sword build, which isn't bad, but statistically you'll get better options if you arm them with the Grand Stave. But again, that's only available if you buy the full kit of them, not the starter set minis. So yeah, the starter set minis don't tend to have the options that you're always going to want to run in competitive play. Now, there are exceptions to this, absolutely. Some things like what they called the zombie guys, the Poxwalkers from the current starter set. They only have one loadout, you know, which is basically not a lot. And yeah, so you get the starter set minis. But a lot of them, you know, you get them for a good price, but you do lose out on some of your options. So they are great for new players who just want to get into the game and try things out. They're great if you want to get a whole load of minis quickly for a new army, or if, you know, you're looking to expand the army and you just want the new minis now for a good price. Absolutely, get the starter box, it looks awesome. But lately, the meta I've been playing with is getting more and more competitive, and you need the optimal builds for your squads for even to be worth turning up. You know, you turn up with something suboptimal, and you know, a lot of the time you'll get punished for it. Not to say the guys are nasty, don't get me wrong, they're a great bunch of guys, but you know, there is some really strong players in my local meta now, so you need to be having the models to match it. So what I'm going to be doing is, yeah, I do want to include some of these Vanguard Marines in my army, but I'm not going to go out and buy the start set straight away. I'm going to wait and see what their options are, and then if the starter set does represent the best way to get them, then yeah, go for it. If I'm going to need to buy a separate box set to get the options I want, then, you know, I'm going to do that. Now, I could be wrong. I may find out that actually the starter set options are the only options you've got and they're really good. Then yeah, it's not like it's only on sale for a week. You know, this is going to be around for a while. Pick it up at my local gaming club for TK Gaming, or you know, if they're out of stock or I can get a better deal elsewhere, you know, I could always get it online. But the point is, you know, unless you just really need these miniatures now for sort of you know, for the fluff purposes, or not even fluff, just you want these minis now, you know, if you're looking to use them competitively, just hold off a little bit, see, you know, what their options are when they get the full release, and then, you know, then go ahead and add what you want from that, rather than spending a whole bunch of money on a whole bunch of minis that you're going to paint up and then find you actually want to replace with something else because there's better options. So yeah, this is certainly not to say don't go and buy the starter set. It's just sort of something to think about as to, you know, what you're going to be using these miniatures for, and you know, do you want to go ahead and buy it straight off the bat, or do you want to just hold off and see? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.